That's what I find missing with a lot of people right now. You know, what's missing is the hunger. What's missing is the drive. Yeah, you can have your dream board, but your dream board ain't going to go to work for you. You got to go to work to bring that dream alive. And the question is, are you willing to do whatever it takes? And if you ask 10 people that question, they're all going to say yes until they discover exactly what it's going to take. And what I want to say is this. 25 years later right now, that was quite a journey. And if I could go back, I would do things a lot differently than the way I did them.
Okay.
And what I now know is that it doesn't have to take a long time for people to quantum leap and begin to have a business by design and live the life of their dreams. But it is going to require some kind of hunger. It's going to require the clarity of where you're trying to get to.
Well, one of the things that really stuck out for me in the beginning of our coaching relationship back it was 2017, I believe. And one of the things that you always used to tell me, because if you recall, I was going through that transition at the same time. I was scared. My wife and I were getting ready to start a family. I was leaving the corporate 6-figure plus job behind, number one in everything and benefits and 401k and all that good stuff. And the one thing that I always keep in my head is you used to tell me, do all the hard work once. Do the hard work on the front end so we don't have to keep repeating these same things over and over again. And now when I coach, train, and mentor agents that I work with, or maybe even a personal friend that's trying to start a business, I just remember, do all the hard work once instead of continuously talking about the same thing over and over again. So what does that mean to you, right? Before we just dive in here, but for the agents, for the entrepreneurs, for anybody on this call that's listening that knows they need to do something now, right? Talk to me about that.
Very good question, Greg. And a lot of people heard the analogy in a completely different way. And the famous quote around that is, don't wish things were easier, wish you were better.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Right. So when I say do all the hard work once, what I'm trying to reference is an agent that's been in the business for any time more than 12 months. Look, inside of your first 12 months, you pretty much figured out, what is the right conversation to have with the seller? What is the right conversation to have with the buyer? What are the objections that they give you? What are the different scenarios and challenges you are going to encounter? You're discovering all of that in your first 12 months. And then people come to me and they're 5-10 years into the business and they're like talking to me about challenges that they should have learned how to overcome way back then. Greg, how many times do you need to learn how to drive a car? Once. How many times do you need to learn how to tie your shoelaces? Once. Once you learn these things, you've done all the hard work once. Then you do it in your sleep without even having to think about it. So what I mean by that is become a master. Become a master at the basics, not the advanced stuff. Like everybody for the advanced strategy of like, how do I run Facebook ads or do YouTube videos and all that stuff? All that stuff is good. It's fine. It's dandy. It's required in today's world. But what we're talking about, the basics. The definition of advanced is the mastery of the basic.
I love that. That's so true. That's so true. All right. One thing I'd like to jump into. Right now, we're in a world that's full of distractions, okay? We thought that we were getting out of COVID. Now we're not getting out of COVID. For everybody in New Jersey right now, the day that we're recording this and up and down the East Coast for that matter, we just got smacked by Hurricane Ida. I very well could have just said, Chadi, let's just postpone this podcast, right? We're full of distractions. We're full of being pulled in every single direction, right? The one thing that stands out about you, whenever you and I have a conversation or a coaching call, right? You're just so focused and just direct and on the money to where we need to go on that conversation. What do you do to stay so focused and not let anything around you distract you or pull you in a different direction? What's your secret for that, or what's your hack?
Clarity, brother. Clarity and certainty. The thing is, when we don't have clarity about the outcomes that we want to create for ourselves, for the future that we want to build for ourselves, then we really don't have certainty. And all of a sudden we have something called doubt, and some of us have hope. And why are we being distracted? It's because we're always looking for that certainty. But certainty doesn't come without clarity. For me, there are no distractions. I don't even know what's going on in the world. I know a little bit when people, bring it up and stuff like that. Look, that which I cannot control, I don't focus on. That which I cannot control, I don't focus on.